Hey there, you me and DC fans, and welcome if you're new. I am the Stepson of Krypton, coming to you today with Titans number 31, another in the DCKO tie-ins. Now, I will say, kind of just a quick side note on this. This is the one of all, not only the tie-ins, but also the series going on that we're really kind of going, they're spread across the galaxy right now. And I think that's going to come into play into this issue. But enough talking about it. Let's just go ahead and get on into it. All right, guys. So, if you kind of remember where we've kind of left off, our heroes have been split up, right? We've got some out there in space helping the convoys. We got some out there on Gemworld. We have some actually still on Earth. We're all over the place, right? So, that tightens together. I don't know about that one right now. It may sound like a catchy slogan, but for the Titans, it's a philosophy, right? Even as they've gone from teen Titans to adulthood Titans, that's not their name, but as they've gone through that, as long as they were together, like, they felt like they could handle anything, and that's just kinda it. They aren't anymore. Starfire was out in space leading the retrofitted Titans towers. Beast Boy and Girl are helping to protect their contingent of people as they head to a planet in the Proxima Centauri system, which for my space nerds out there, remember Proxima Centauri is the closest star to our own. However, if you remember where we left Nightwing and Raven, they were on Gemworld, where the refugees were supposed to be safe with Amethyst, and then all of a sudden, self-proclaimed Queen Jinx is taking over. And let's not forget, Cyborg is down in the KO tournament trying to get the power of the Omega to challenge Darkseid. However, Arsenal, aka Roy Harper, and Donna Troy there have their hands full with another minion of Darkseid. Or should I say, daughter. This is what happens when the Titans are separated. And even though Earth has basically become Apocalypse, or it's really close to being there, and they're spread across the galaxy, Titans do not surrender. However, Grail isn't looking to kill them as much as she's wanting to present them to her father. But if they won't go willingly, she has no problem presenting their corpses to Darkseid. However, Donna has other plans in mind as she smashes into Grail, and we learn that Grail's also of Amazon descent. They are technically sisters, or at least they could have been. So now they've both proven the strength of the Amazons. Maybe Donna can follow the path of Grail. Maybe she too can become a disciple of Darkseid. I'm just guessing here, but it doesn't seem like Donna is even considering it as the fight begins. That may be the only chance that they are going to get as we see a swarm of parademons attack. Of course, back at Gemworld, Jinx is crushing Nightwing. And if you remember, on Gemworld being a world of all of these different types of precious gemstones and such, which is really, really good for magic users, they get that kind of extra boost. Again, those stones are typically the ones that hold the magical power, and not to mention that Jinx has subjugated not only Amethyst, but her royal mages. Doesn't look like Nightwing's going to make it too much longer. And as we go back to Raven, we see she has let Tara out and she's looking for her help. Now, keep in mind, Tara looks at her former family there as the ones who imprisoned her, but they technically saved her life after Deathstroke nearly killed her and left her for dead. However, Tara kind of feeling like Raven just wants to use her like everybody else in her life has. But Raven doesn't want to use her, even though she kind of does. She wants Tara to be someone else, something else. And no, not Green Arrow, a savior. We go back to Donna and Roy, and they continue to fight wave after wave of Parademon. And Roy's kind of, he's assessing the situation. He's thinking they may not make it, or at least he may not, and decides it's time to tell Donna how he feels. And though it doesn't seem like it's the best time, it's one of those that, you probably aren't going to get another chance. So what the hell? And as he tries to explain how he feels, Grail obviously sees their connection and uses it to her advantage as she hits Roy with this massive blast of energy. We then go back to Gemworld. Jinx is about to finish off Nightwing when Raven shows up. And after, Raven tries telling Jinx how things will be, Jinx now decides that maybe Raven should be the first one to feel her wrath. And while Raven is strong on Gemworld, Jinx may just be stronger, but it won't be enough. And with a smash, we see a gem laced fish crush Jinx into the ground. And it was a pretty smart idea for Raven to bring a girl with geokinesis to Gemworld. And of course, having that power would allow you to control gems as well, seeing as how they are all part of the earth. Maybe there is hope for Terra. It is nice that Terra decided to help. But will the Titans ever fully trust her? Probably not. So easier just to live up to what they expect, right? And boom, the reign of Terra. As our heroes are now housed within the gemstone structures, well, that hope didn't last too long. And then back on Earth, Donna is there holding the motionless body of Roy, hoping he is okay. And now she's pissed. But Grail didn't only do this to hurt Donna, it was a distraction to deliver a massive blast. However, Donna and Roy survive, Roy being shielded by Donna, and now she's pissed. She gets into a slug match with Grail, back and forth. And while that's happening, parademons take off with Roy. And the only way he won't die is if Donna helps Grail prepare for her father's arrival. And that is where the issue ends. All right, guys, like I said, Titans kind of, we're bouncing all over the place since they are a whole group here. So, we're going all across the galaxy. I'd say of the tie-ins, it's kind of picking up the most because we're getting to find out what's happening kind of behind the scenes, like what's happening on Earth and what's happening with where all the humans are going that are fleeing Earth. So definitely one of the more interesting in the tie-ins. Let me know down in the comments how you guys feel about that, as well as the entire KO event. And if you want to check out the entire KO event up to this point, if you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, click on the bell notifications, you get alerted to not only when we release even more, because guys, next week alone, and depends on when this releases, we'll have like 8 other ones that we'll have to do videos on. You'll get alerted when those come out as well. We have put the KO event itself, as well as everything going on in the Absolute Universe, in their own playlist for you. So if you just want to see what's happening in the KO event, you can go and check that out. And to keep this as short as is humanly possible, guys, this is going to do it for me on this episode of You, Me, and DC. Until next time, I'll see you then.